Happening now, New York's governor is doubling down on the mass transit masking requirements, and a Jamestown area nursing home highlighting the importance of mental health by launching a new Serenity Room. Plus, we check in with a local Girl Scout camp getting ready for the summer season.
Live and on demand, this is WNY News Now.
Thanks for joining us for WNY News Now. I'm Justin Gould. A lot of local news coming up, but first let's get a check of our weather forecast. Chief Forecaster Dakota Hunter standing by live with that, and we got a little bit of that sunshine warming us up yesterday, Dakota, but I know the rain's back, at least for now.
Yeah, the rain is back for today, for this Thursday. The Chautauqua Lake Skycam is rocking and rolling, shaking and baking there. It's a windy day out there, along with some of the rain that we've had. Here's the radar over the past 5 hours, and you can see the rain that has moved through this morning. But the good news is the rain is starting to taper off now, so the afternoon hours should be partly dry. We're still going to deal with at least a couple isolated or scattered showers, but it's still not going to be a night, but it's going to be an overall better afternoon than we had this morning. 48 was the high yesterday. Started the day at 44, 87, and 17 are the records. So through the afternoon, mostly cloudy. Showers taper off through the afternoon, but still windy, 50 to 56 with a west wind 7 to 15. But warmer air is on the way. We are going to talk about where those temperatures are headed with that Ultimate Satellite Solutions 7-day forecast later on in the show, Justin.
All right, Dakota, we'll see you back in a bit. A Chautauqua County infant that tested positive for cocaine in their system has been turned over to a third party, with those tasked with caring for the child now facing charges. New York State Police has lodged charges against 29-year-old Riley Hollis and 22-year-old Faye Keach after their baby brother tested positive for cocaine at Brooks Memorial Hospital. Police said that he was at the medical facility for an unknown issue when that test took place. The Chautauqua County Child Protective Services Agency has now requested state police to do a welfare check on the 3-year-old, also in that duo's care. Both Hollis and Keach were later arrested this week during a traffic stop with police. That's when they safely located the toddler. And that's when police allege Hollis physically resisted arrest too, but was taken into custody following a brief struggle. Inside that vehicle, troopers allegedly recovered an envelope containing heroin and a pipe containing narcotics residue. Hollis and Keach were processed, issued appearance tickets, and released. The infant has since been released from the hospital, and police say both children were turned over to a third party. And despite a ruling that axed the federal public transit mask mandate, New York's governor still requiring that mask be worn while using public transit. Governor Kathy Hochul announced the news during a COVID briefing Wednesday. She says the state is mandating that masks be worn on public transit, which includes buses, bus stations, trains, train stations, subways, subway stations, as well as airports. Hochul also doubled down on telling reporters that masks are still required in state-regulated health care settings, adult care facilities, correctional facilities, homeless shelters, and domestic violence shelters.
And we're taking this very seriously. You know, you don't know every single variant that comes. Is it going to be worse than the last one? Is it going to be more transmissible? Is it going to be more lethal? You don't know these answers when you just hear about new variants. It's a frightening phenomenon for many people.
Now, nationwide, the Justice Department is filing an appeal seeking to overturn the Florida judge's ruling. The CDC said in a statement that it's continuing an assessment that at this time, an order requiring masking in the indoor transportation corridors remain necessary for public health. And New York's Department of Environmental Conservation is asking those who find dead birds to report the discovery to officials. This as an avian flu virus continues to spread statewide. DEC officials are trying to get ahead of any potential outbreak in the region, since wild birds can be infected with the virus but show no signs carrying it when they migrate. So far, over 10,000 birds in New York have perished. Those who discover a deceased bird are asked to report it to the Buffalo Region office at 716-851-7010. The State Department of Agriculture and Markets has also banned all fowl auctions, sales, meat, and swaps statewide in order to help contain this outbreak. Now, in order to slow the spread locally, it's recommended to take down your bird feeders. Several organizations like the Audubon Community Nature Center have since done so. And Chautauqua County Nursing Home is taking steps to help the mental health of their employees by creating a new Serenity Room. Our Bronson Rasmussen explains that this is not the first time Heritage Ministries gave back to their workers, many of whom have had a tough time navigating the pandemic stressors.
Once per day for 15 minutes, employees can come here to the Serenity Room to help them relax and ease the working troubles that they face. A new Serenity Room has opened at Heritage Green, just outside of Jamestown, and what CEO and President Lisa Haglund hopes will help distress and relax her workers.
It's an amazing room, and we've really spent the last 3 years trying to figure out how we can thank our staff, from free groceries to sending home meals with them over the holidays, to bonuses, to hazard pay working through COVID. You know, we recognize what our nursing teams, our CNAs, our dietary and housekeeping do every day.
The Serenity Room features a zero-gravity massage chair, among other stress relief tools.
So far, everyone who's used the room, it's been amazing. We've actually had posts on social media saying, if your employer isn't doing this for you, you're not at the right employer.
Since the pandemic started almost 3 years ago, nursing home employees specifically had a tough time, which is why Heritage is stepping up to help out.
I think it's not just the Serenity Rooms. I think we have to all take a step back and be committed to understanding what it's like to be an employee in today's environment. As a female CEO with 4 children at home who I'm trying to kind of handle, when are you remote learning? When are you in school? Right? When are there sports going on? We have to recognize, I think, as an industry, all of us, that our employees are looking for a different balance. And we have to look at a lot of little touches in how we do that.
Others, like Senator George Burrell, believe that this Serenity Room and the care for employees is a step in the right direction to create a model for all in the healthcare industry.
I think we all realize the tremendous strain that our healthcare professionals have been under, especially as part of the pandemic, but continues on.
Bronson Rasmussen, WNY News Now.
All right, Bronson, thank you. In the end, leaders at the Chautauqua County Nursing Home hope that Serenity Room will not only boost the morale of current workers, but also help in the recruitment of new employees. The Jamestown Board of Public Utilities is expected to start their water main flushing next week, weather permitting, of course. The BPU flushes the water lines twice a year to get rid of naturally occurring sediments. They also check the condition of fire hydrants and fix any issues they might run into. The process starts on the Falconer West side on Friday, April 29th. They're going to continue that work throughout the rest of the village there, following that Saturday and work into overnight Sunday. Flushing of the remaining water system will take place starting May 2nd until May 6th, and then again May 9th to the 11th, with the exception of May 4th. That's when the flushing will start at 4:30 in the morning to accommodate the businesses and restaurants along Fairmount Avenue. Well, as WNY News Now continues, we hit the election 2022 campaign trail with Congresswoman Claudia Tenney. And later, is this gloomy weather impacting your mood? Well, why it might be more than just the wintertime blues bringing you down. Stay with us. WNY News Now. We'll be right back.
With coverage that matters. This is WNY News Now.
Welcome to Honest John's Pizzeria, where you are the most important customer.
Everything from freshly made subs to the best of pizza and wings, Honest John's has it all.
And don't forget the ice cream!
Order online today or check out our 2 great locations with buffets ready for every appetite.
Don't I have the best job in the world?
EagleZip.com is your local one-stop shop for all of your home and business computer needs. Located on Fluvan Avenue Extension, just outside of Jamestown, EagleZip.com sells and services all brands of desktops and laptops, as well as servers and network equipment for your business. All new computer sales include transferring your data from your old computer, plus a 2-year warranty. Call EagleZip.com today.
Stop by EagleZip.com today and let us make computers easy for you.
Whoa, Free Comic Book Day is almost here.
There's comic books for all ages.
Stop on down to Chautauqua Comics at 214 Fairmount Avenue in Jamestown and pick up some free comics. From superheroes to science fiction, there are tons of options.
100% free. Just show up on May 7th starting at 11 a.m.
Visit the Northwest Arena on Friday, June 24th, as we celebrate the end of school and say hello to summer. Learn about activities available to youth in the Jamestown area, plus end the night with fireworks at the Tarp Skunks game. Learn more online at ccsolutions716.com.
You're watching WNY News Now, where coverage comes first.
As New York's congressional district lines are shifting this year, Congresswoman Claudia Tenney made several stops in counties in the southern tier yesterday. Tenney currently serves New York's 22nd congressional district. Under newly redrawn lines, she's running for re-election to the 23rd district, which includes Chautauqua County. During her campaign tour Wednesday, she visited the Southern Tier Logistics in Horseheads, New York, to discuss planned investments in addition to the challenges of growing a small business in a high-tax state like New York.
It's really good news that we're starting to do a little bit more job creation and a lot more investment. We just saw that over $125 million is going to be invested in this region for these storage facilities, which is great. You know, that's more jobs, that's more taxes, that's more resources for the community to be able to grow and thrive.
Tenney faces a Republican primary election this June. She says if she's elected to the 23rd district, she hopes to help other small business owners in the southern tier. Well, it was a sunny day yesterday, but some woke up to lingering snow, and the weather can bring people down. While some can maybe brush this off, others might have a hard time dealing with the constant cold and gloomy skies. WNY News Now's Keelan Berrien explains.
Winters can't cast a cloud onto your happiness.
No way. My gosh, it's the end of April 20th, right? April 20th, still snowing.
And for John Wiegand, he's sick of it.
I do remember one time when my kids were playing softball, we had to cancel a softball game in May because of snow.
Really?
So when you're up here by the Great Lakes, you never know.
He's right. It can cause a case of the winter blues or something more serious, seasonal affective disorder. According to UPMC psychiatrist Dr. Lawson Bernstein, seasonal depression affects more than 500,000 people a year.
You can see how this replicates the types of biological changes we would see in animals that hibernate. Obviously, we don't hibernate.
And to avoid it, some people like to stay in the Sunshine State.
We were down in Florida for 2 months, came back. It was cold and miserable. My wife just had some surgery, and she was hanging in the house, and she wasn't real happy because it wasn't good weather. She couldn't be outside.
People are just tired of this stuff, and if you look around in some areas, there is still some lingering snow. Some people say that this will not change your mood because seasonal depression isn't real, but what about for those who spend most of their day working outside?
I can deal with the heat better than I can deal with the cold. You got jobs to do, but you can't do them. So now you're trying to find things that you can do.
Despite his feelings with the ever-changing forecast, Wiegand looks forward to sunnier days.
Keep the sun shining. Keep the sun shining.
Keelan Berrien, WNY News Now.
All right, Keelan, thank you. And as the weather gets warmer, we tend to see more pesky insects, like gnats. PA's Department of Environmental Prevention officials now saying that gnats, also known as black flies, don't carry disease, but they do bite and are certainly a nuisance when that weather warms up. DEP's Black Fly program controls the fly population by spraying organic material, BTI, on roughly 1,700 stream miles throughout 36 counties in PA. Officials say they've made great progress with water quality by cleaning up rivers and streams in recent years. But that means a better environment for black flies, which thrive in clean, flowing water.
And one of the things that black flies need is clean water. So as we've engaged in all of these great water quality programs, we actually are seeing more and more black flies.
Now, black fly season runs April through September, so get ready. A new study has found that more pets are being poisoned by marijuana plants and edibles than in the past, even some dying. The study, which was published Wednesday in the journal PLOS One, surveyed veterinarians in Canada and the United States. It found that cases of cannabis poisoning occurred more frequently in dogs. but other animals suffered too, including cats, iguanas, ferrets, horses, and even cockatoos. The study found that most pets recovered, sometimes 24 to 48 hours in a veterinarian hospital. 16 dogs died after ingesting marijuana. The study author says that it's hard to know if the deaths were related to cannabis or ingredients in an edible like chocolate. Coming up next, the info for those with GE refrigerators that you need to know. This is a nationwide recall takes effect. And a little bit later on, a local Girl Scout camp, they're set to reopen at full capacity this summer. A look at the preparations ahead. But first, if you're looking for sunshine, well, there's none out there right now. But Dakota's joining us back in just a bit with a full look at what's next. Stay with us.
You're watching WNY News Now, your source for breaking news.
Celebrate the end of school and say hello to summer with a day of fun activities for children in the Jamestown area, hosted by Collaborative Children's Solutions and the City of Jamestown. The first part of the day happens at Northwest Arena, where both kids and parents alike can learn about activities available to you. Later in the evening, finish out the night at the Tarp Skunk baseball game, along with a fireworks show at Russell Dietrich Jr. Park. Stop on down on Friday, June 24th, as we celebrate the end of school and say hello to summer.
There's an old saying, there's no news in the newsroom. Well, it's true. The time I spend at the anchor desk is just part of my day. Most of our time is spent gathering stories in the community, stories that matter to you. We can't do it alone, and we need your help. When you see breaking news or have a news tip we should know about, drop us a line on Facebook today, email our news desk, or call our newsroom at 488-7226 so we can bring those stories straight back to you.
I'm a survivor.
I'm a survivor. I'm a survivor. Testicular cancer is the leading form of cancer in men aged 15 to 35.
1 in 250 men will be diagnosed with testicular cancer.
But 98% will survive if detected early.
As a survivor, I believe early detection is the key. Learn how to do a testicular self-exam and other important facts about testicular cancer at oneball4tc.com.
Home fires occur most often in winter. Keep anything that can catch fire at least 3 feet from heating equipment. And never use an oven to heat your home. Stay in the kitchen when frying, grilling, or broiling food. Turn space heaters off when you leave the room or go to bed. Make sure all vents are clear of snow and ice to allow carbon monoxide to vent outside. Have your furnace, heating system, and chimneys serviced each year by a qualified professional. Learn more at www.usfa.fema.gov.
Brought to you by the Chautauqua Safety Village and the Jamestown Fire Department.
With coverage that matters, this is WNY News Now.
Fast, accurate, and everyday. First Defense Weather.
Well, welcome back, everybody. Wanted to start off with something cool. The Lyriad meteor shower peaks tonight through tomorrow. So let's take a look at it here. The comet of origin is actually the Thatcher comet, and the moonlight is actually going to be a waning gibbous, so about 71% moonlight after midnight tonight. So viewing might not be the best, essentially after midnight, but you could see up to 10 to 20 meteors per hour. Don't count on that. I think 10 or less seems like the better idea here. But tonight through tomorrow is the peak, so get out and take a look at this if you can. The best viewing time is going to be midnight to around 3 a.m., after which point the moonlight starts to really strengthen. So midnight to 2 a.m., away from city lights, and if you happen to capture that, send us a picture or a video. We'd like to see it. Rain downtown right now, 47, but look at that south wind to 15. The wind gust is at 26, so it's making it feel colder than it is. It's still below average, 49 in Randolph right now, 41 in Olean, 48 Clymer, 51 in Fredonia, 53 at the Dunkirk Airport, and temperatures are on an uphill climb from here. Take a look at this. We're 53 today, 57 tomorrow. How about 68 on Saturday? Okay. How about a pair of sevens on Sunday? Yes. And then on, pardon me. We get so excited. 71 on Monday. And with the warm temperatures, you might be tempted to get out and do some outdoor burning, but please understand the burn ban is still in effect until May 19th. So please don't do any outdoor burning. So first defense Doppler radar. This is pretty much what's left of the rain that we had this morning across Cat County. It's starting to taper off now, and you can kind of see that warm front that's going to push through tomorrow. That's going to help surge our temperatures, and then that's a weak cold front. So here's the newest run of future scan. Notice the rain tapering off, and then this is by the evening hours tonight. So we should be clear skies, so good viewing for the meteor shower. But again, the best viewing is between midnight to 3 a.m., after which point the moonlight starts to get stronger, so you're not going to see it as well. Tomorrow should be a nice day, partly to mostly sunny and warmer. Friday night going into Saturday, we start to get our next chance for at least a couple scattered rain showers in here by the weekend. And I'm sorry, colder air is going to be coming on in by the end of the month, starting May. Looks like we're going to start colder than average, and you'll see it on the next 7 days, powered by Ultimate Satellite Solutions. After that warm up that comes our way for the weekend into early next week, we're back down to 43, Justin, on Wednesday, with a few more rain and snow showers. I'm sorry.
Boy, this roller coaster, when's it going to end? Like, gosh, it's been crazy.
Check back in June or July.
Yeah, really. And then, see, then maybe we'll have that pattern, and I'm no forecaster, but it's like, when you look at it, the 70s are cooler days where we have 80s, 85, and it's just oppressive. But
yep.
Nevertheless.
We're going to go from 77 to 86, and then we're going to stay there.
Right. Not too bad. It depends where you are on that subject. Thanks, Dakota. All right, some headlines from across the nation now. In General Electric, they're recalling some of their refrigerators because of a fall risk. The company says it has received 71 reports of freezer drawer handles detaching. It has caused at least 37 people to get hurt. 3 had serious fall injuries. The recall includes 6 models that sold between February 2020 to January 2022. They all have French doors with a bottom. Those with impacted appliances should contact GE for repair. And the false alarm evacuation of the U.S. Capitol last night was triggered by a plane flown by the Army Golden Knights parachute team for an event at Nationals Park. That team was celebrating Military Appreciation Night. The U.S. Capitol Police sent out an alert ordering the evacuation of multiple buildings there. Alarms could be heard throughout that complex. Police initially said that they were tracking an aircraft that posed a possible threat to the Capitol. And the agency later tweeted that the evacuation was done out of an abundance of caution, and it was determined that there was no threat. Looks like a miscommunication. While Disney World might not be the happiest place on earth at the moment, Florida lawmakers are on track to strip it of their special status, which allows them to operate largely autonomously. Amy Kiley reports on the actions from the state Republicans.
Hi, everybody. Mickey Mouse himself might be feeling less welcome in Florida right now.
What this is about Disney not recognizing that they are a guest in our state.
The State House is expected to pass a bill today to end Disney's operational autonomy around its Orlando area theme parks. Republican Governor Ron DeSantis says he supports the measure, which is already through the Senate. The Mouse has ruled Magic Kingdom under the Reedy Creek Improvement Act for 55 years. But its CEO recently criticized Florida lawmakers for prohibiting schools from discussing sexual orientation and gender identity, especially in younger grades.
We wouldn't have been looking at special districts if Disney had not behaved the way they did. By doing that, we looked at it and we realized there was a problem.
Transgenderism injected into kindergarten classrooms, or woke gender ideology injected into second grade classroom. Why is that the hill to die on?
Some Florida Democrats say they're worried about economic blowback. The state estimated tourism generated about $100 billion in revenue in 2019 and supported more than 1.5 million jobs.
Reedy Creek has a budget of over $350 million. They have debt of almost $1 billion. Orange County, Central Florida residents would have to absorb all of that debt, and it is something that we cannot handle.
I'm Amy Kiley reporting.
Now, the Florida House is expected to pass a second bill related to Disney today. It removes the company's exception to an anti-censorship law, but that's a moot point for now. A court has blocked that legislation even as a Florida appeals court is waiting on the ruling. Next, back here at home, the local Girl Scouts of Western New York, well, they're headed back to camp at full capacity this summer. We check in with their facility in Randolph as they get ready to reopen.
With coverage that matters, this is WNY News Now.
Visit the Northwest Arena on Friday, June 24th, as we celebrate the end of school and say hello to summer. Learn about activities available to youth in the Jamestown area, plus end the night with fireworks at the Tarp Skunks game. Learn more online at ccsolutions716.com.
You're watching WNY News Now, where coverage comes first.
The Girl Scouts are gearing up to head back to camp across Western New York this summer, including Camp Timbercrest in Randolph. As our Julia Gress reports, before opening, the camps have to hire the right staff, something that's easier said than done.
Right now, we're in the process of ordering our supplies and finalizing staffing and just preparing and making sure we've got all of our paperwork and documentations.
As Director of Camp Administration, Janet DiPetrillo says, staff training begins at the end of June, with the first camping session beginning in July. Staffing, however, has become an issue at Girl Scout camps across the region.
We're looking for unit staff to work directly with the kids. We need kitchen staff, waterfront staff, and we will provide training and certification as well.
The director is looking to hire between 40 to 50 individuals to work across 3 camps in the region. She says these roles are excellent for college students, especially those who are studying to work with children.
Just like how it's so beneficial for our kids, it's beneficial for our staff too. They have an opportunity to meet and work with people across the world. We're hiring international staff from all over in different locations, so they'll have an opportunity to not only engage but make lifelong lasting friendships with people from all over.
Those interested in applying can head to gswny.org for a full list of open positions and their locations. The director and her staff are eager to return to a full camp this year, as last year's camp was restricted by COVID guidelines.
We're also happy that we're bringing horseback riding back. Again, last year we had to make some really hard decisions in order to open up camp, and one of them was to not offer the horseback riding.
The Scouts will also be taking wilderness trips to Ohio and the Allegheny Reservoir. However, the director explained that you don't need to be registered as a Girl Scout to attend any of the activities, and that financial aid is available.
They can do a 1-week experience, they can do a mini experience, which is Sunday to Wednesday night, and we even have programs that offer leadership programs that are 4 weeks.
Julia Gress, WNY News Now.
Julia, thank you. Now, new this year, a Pilot Day camp will also be located in the town of Ellicott on Horton Hill. That's just outside of Jamestown for all age groups. Certainly looks like a lot of fun there at Timbercrest, and of course the many other locations they do have across all of Western New York, which I think about it, a lot of times these kiddos, you know, they had a hard deal during the pandemic, right? They had to go from home with the virtual learning like their parents maybe had to do, so it's great to have them all back at full force for this summer. A lot of fun there at Timbercrest. It definitely looking like it, and hopefully they'll have good weather. Obviously you don't have your 90-day forecast that you can give us to tell us what that would look like, but
Andrew will have it over the weekend.
Imagine, yeah,
he'll have the 90-day for you.
I imagine that no matter what, whether it's raining or shining, there's so much to do, and especially getting kids outdoors, because a lot of times nowadays, I imagine they're stuck indoors, right, playing on their game consoles, and it's like if you get them back right on the phones, that's it. That's where you're at today. But all fun and games, and you can get out there and enjoy.
What was it? The game everybody was playing.
Fortnite?
No.
That's a big one.
On your phone. Pokemon Go.
Pokemon Go, yes. Yeah, taking it back. That's it for us today. Have a good day.